everyone, thanks so much for stopping by. Today we're doing a little bit of a different topic, so it may interest some of you, it may not. If you are interested at all in maternity fashion or maternity clothing alternatives, this might be a helpful video for you. Otherwise, you might want to skip on to the next video. But I am currently 7 months pregnant and with my first child, so it's my first kind of foray into how to dress the bump, how to kind of keep my sense of style while pregnant, and then also kind of my first introduction into maternity clothing. When I first found out I was pregnant, I started doing research on brands that I may want to purchase from that kind of align with my values, what specific pieces I wanted to purchase of maternity wear. And I did some research and then I kind of threw it all out the window. I realized unless I really have to, I don't want to purchase anything that is maternity wear because one, it's very short-lived. The cost per wear is very low. And then also, well, I should say high because you're not really wearing it that often and it's for such a short amount of time. But then also the brands that I was really interested in that do, produce more ethical clothing and have better business practices, they are really pricey. And I just felt like I couldn't justify paying, $100+ for a pair of pants that would only last me a very short amount of time. I'd rather try to find a workaround or maybe put that money towards a purchase that would last, that's a more long-term purchase that was already on my wish list. So I really kind of shifted in the way I was thinking. And if you are someone who really doesn't want to have to purchase maternity clothing, but you obviously need to buy something, you may find some helpful options here that I've found for myself. Now, granted, I think I would say that I think my bump is kind of on the smaller side. I mean, I deal with bloating on a regular basis, so I'm kind of used to having an expanding stomach, and it's really no different in pregnancy. It starts out pretty small in the morning and then just balloons by the end of the night. And then in the next morning, it's back to being small. So I don't know for me if I will be forced to buy pieces that are specifically maternity. I know if you have a bigger bump, sometimes you just have no option, and that's okay. It's really whatever works for you, but I'm trying to get away with not buying anything maternity specific for as long as I can, or at all if possible. So one of the workarounds that I've found so far is, and I'm sure other people have done this as well, is to buy things that I already would be purchasing, but just a few sizes up. One of the things that you can do that in really easily would be a skirt. I purchased a silk skirt about 2 sizes up, although I wasn't really sure about the brand sizing, and I like to have, I like to err on the side of caution and go just a little bit bigger. So I went about 2 sizes up, and it's a piece that's just really simple in its construction that can be taken down really easily after pregnancy. And so I kind of get like a 2-for-1. I get something off my wish list that I can wear indefinitely, but then also something that I can wear and still feel fashionable and like myself while I'm pregnant, and some of my options are more limited. Another workaround that I found to be able to wear the tops that still fit me, which is pretty much everything, is that if I choose more higher waisted pieces like high-waisted skirts, high-waisted pants, I don't need to have a top that goes all the way over the belly that that may eliminate a lot of my tops, that may stretch out some of my knits. So I do a lot of tucking. I like the tuck. I like that look rather than have something, kind of completely cover my stomach anyway. So it just is kind of my aesthetic anyway, that I tuck in my pieces into my waistband. And so that's kind of one of the ways that I think that I'll get around not really having to purchase a lot of tops. Granted, I did buy a few that are looser, that, can be worn whenever, but may be more comfortable like at the very end of pregnancy. So I'm going to show you what I've purchased so far and why and how they fit. And, these might be some options for you if you're kind of in the same boat as me. But one of the things that I kind of have in my mind is as I get bigger, thankfully, I'm in a warmer climate. If I was still in Cleveland, where I just moved from, where, winter is quite long and I'm due in May, so I would, be in cold weather the whole time, it would be more difficult and I would probably be forced to buy a bit more maternity specific clothing. But because I'm in a warmer climate, and by the time I give birth, you know, it's gonna be, I think I've read the averages around like mid 60s, low 70s. I actually am in a really good position to purchase a lot of the pieces that I've kind of just put to the wayside. I'm really bad at purchasing shoes and dresses. I have an obsession with outerwear, and even though they won't get as much use in the future, I still will purchase more outerwear. But I am kind of focusing on those areas that I've been neglecting. So I can still, you know, purchase shoes, which I really need anyway, and also dresses. I think by the end of my pregnancy, I'll probably be totally in dresses, which is great. It's a great excuse to buy more. And, you know, dresses are something that, you know, you can get it really loose so that it could fit the bump, but it's not going to look odd after you have baby. You know, it's not gonna not fit anymore, or, you know, just look like you're swimming in it. I mean, there are a lot of styles that have like the ruching and the elastic that can really work for pregnancy. So that's kind of my game plan, to continue to not buy maternity specific items. But again, that's because the weather is really gonna work with me during my pregnancy. So let's just kind of get right into what I purchased. The first is from a new brand to me, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. I think it's Lisée the Label. They are a brand that I found on Instagram. It's a woman-owned, I believe it's a Canadian brand. They use recycled fishing nets, and they kind of describe it as elevated loungewear. So like you're wearing pajamas, but you're gonna look great to like go outside and go run errands or be on a Zoom call, and the fits are looser. And the thing that sold me was that the pants, there are so many videos if you go on their Instagram of how much stretch their pants have, and then it just pops back into place. So I had those on my wish list, and I went ahead and grabbed the Maya turtleneck. This is in mocha, and then the Haven pant, which I'll show you. So I will say that I think they run large. This is a medium. I almost bought a large. Thank goodness I didn't, because that would just be way too big. But I think the medium is quite generous in the sizing. I honestly probably would have sized down had I known that. And the collar, if you have a long neck like me, the collar can look, it looks nicer, honestly, on their Instagram. I mean, I have a super long neck, and so it kind of hits me in a weird spot. I might have it taken in at the seams just to make it not come out so far. It's kind of like a loose collar turtleneck on me, but it looks a little bit more fitted on if you see it on Instagram or on their website for the people who are modeling it. So I would say probably will adjust that a bit oversized, but in terms of comfort, it's super soft, like softer than I thought it would be. It's almost like a neoprene material, you know, like that wetsuits are made out of, has like a little bit of that kind of texture to it. But super stretchy, super cozy. If you want the oversized look, I think probably go for your regular size. If you want more fitted, maybe size down one. So that is the Maya turtleneck, and then I grabbed the Haven pant. I really wanted them in black because I wanted just a plain black pant that kind of looked like a dress pant. They were sold out and I didn't want to wait, so I grabbed the mocha, but I think it goes really well with what I have in my wardrobe, which is a lot of black, so it worked out. Again, like just crazy stretchy. There's a video on my Instagram where I show, you know, how stretchy the pants are. I definitely think even if you had a bigger bump, you could, you know, I sized up one. This is a large. I kind of feel like I'm swimming in it right now, but I think if you order just one size up, maybe even your regular size, depending on the size of your bump, you could wear this through your whole pregnancy. I mean, it's super soft. It doesn't feel tight on my stomach. So I'm hoping that I can get away with wearing it the whole time. The thing I would say is this belt is a bit long. I'm still trying to figure out how to kind of tie it so that it looks nice. I may have to have that, you know, altered and shortened because it is quite long, but it's just so nice to have like elevated loungewear. I'm not a person that wears sweats or pajamas outside of the house. It's just really not my look. I don't feel comfortable doing it. These totally look like a dress pant. You've got the belt loops. There are no pockets in the back, so you have like really clean back. And then, you know, you can add your own belt if you want. I mean, but they look like straight-legged dress pants that flow really nicely. And I think they're like probably one of the best purchases that I've made in a while, definitely for pregnancy. So, in kind of the same vein as loungewear, I never need an excuse to buy cashmere. I love cashmere. I'm a bit just like, if I could wrap myself in cashmere all the time, I would. So I use that as an excuse to grab this set. This is from Silk Maison. I also got a silk cami with a built-in bra, which is genius. I wish I could buy like one in every color. But I also grabbed this. This is a cashmere two-piece. I think it was priced pretty decently. You know, a lot of times these things can get really, really, really pricey. I did size up. The top I wish was a size lower. I do wish now that they kind of came in separates, because the top is quite large, long in the sleeves, kind of long in the body. But again, if you want something kind of loose on your stomach, this would be a good option. The thing about the pants, they are cozy, but I think they're kind of tight for the size and the waistband. These are a large, and I thought, you know, I'd have plenty of room and they'd be really stretchy. It's a tight, thick elastic that's in here that also kind of tends to roll over, which is a little bit annoying. So softness, they're great. They're great for kind of lounging around the house, but for a lot of movement in the waist, maybe not as comfortable as I was hoping they would be. I mean, I might see if I can switch the elastic out, like have a tailor put a different piece of elastic in the waistband. That's something that's a little bit looser. But I mean, for now and for after, I think after pregnancy, I think it's okay. I might have gone for something different had I been able to kind of try it on. So that's kind of the thing that's hard when you're buying everything off the internet. You just kind of, it either works or it doesn't. Since I could not find the Haven pant in black, I happened to go on one of my favorite retailers, which is Quince. And again, wanting kind of like a dressier pant, but not wanting it to be maternity specific or it goes up really high over the bump, I found these. These are their, I don't know how to say it, Ponte, P-O-N-T-E pants. They literally are like the cross between dress pants and yoga pants. They've got the stretch of yoga. They're actually a lot thicker than I expected them to be, but they have the faux pockets in the front, a nice just kind of clean waistband all the way around. You've got the faux pockets in the back, just like dress pants, and then you have the belt loops, which I love because then I can add my clinch belts and it looks really dressy. Super, super cozy. I got these in a large. Normally I would be a medium. The waistband doesn't roll. It's not tight. It's like, I mean, I've been pretty much wearing these or the Haven pant nonstop. They're just really, really cozy. And I think they do have enough stretch to kind of get me through to the end. But for the price point, which I think was like $34.90, if I have to go up to an XL just for the last bit of pregnancy, I mean, I think I would totally do it because of the price. And then maybe I could keep them for the next pregnancy or gift them to someone. But these are like one of my favorite things. I'm so glad that I purchased these. The next thing is not really a purchase. I have a pair of Everlane. These are the, what are these called? The curvy, cheeky, straight leg jeans. These are the raw hem. I've had them for a long time, kind of a little bit tired of them. So I thought these might be the perfect pair of jeans to kind of turn into maternity jeans. Because, you know, you see maternity jeans either have this elastic on the side so that you can tuck close into the top, which is my preference, or you have the maternity jeans that sit low underneath the belly, and then the rest is the material that goes all the way over the belly. I don't like that because you don't have pockets. It also seems to have like a saggy crotch look and like a low cut denim in the back. And then, you know, you've got something covering your stomach. You can't tuck anything in. So I may be forced to buy a pair of those at the end, but I'm trying to get away with that. So I just grabbed some elastic from Joann's Fabric, cut out the top of the waistband so that I have a little bit of give in the jeans. I still have my pockets. I would say this is probably an alternative just for about where I am now, because now they're starting to get tight. If you have a larger belly in the beginning or towards the end of a pregnancy, this is probably not going to work. But it's something that, you know, if you want to save a bit of money, it's a great alternative. I also found that a lot of the brands that are nicer or just, you know, more sustainable, for maternity jeans, they're so expensive. I mean, they're more than I would pay for a regular jean, so I couldn't really justify doing that. So if I had to get maternity jeans, like the true maternity jeans, I would do secondhand. I may be even forced, dare I say, to like buy something from like Zara if it came down to it, because there just aren't a lot of affordable ethical options. So I try to kind of get away with doing it myself. So we'll see how long that lasts. The other thing that I purchased are a few skirts. These were with maternity and then past maternity in mind. I also have almost 0 skirts, so it's a great excuse to kind of fill in those gaps in my wardrobe. This one is a sweater material from the brand Able. I think one of the most comfortable things that I own. I don't know why I wasn't for skirts or didn't really gravitate towards them, but it's so comfortable. It's really cozy. It's got a nice slit on the side to give your legs, you know, some room to move. The waistband is nice. It's not like really rolling over. It's not super tight. I mean, it's a great color. It's just really soft and cozy. I mean, more for the, you know, colder months because it's a sweater material, but such a good find. Got it on sale. Really glad that I have it. I think this will carry me all the way through. And then the other skirt that I was talking about, I'm sure you've seen this everywhere. I've had this on my wish list. I've seen it all over Instagram for like the last 2 years. Didn't purchase it. Finally just had an excuse to do it. I think normally I may be a medium. I'm not really familiar with this brand sizing, but this is an XL, which I can pull over my hips and I still have room in the stomach. It's a lot thinner than I expected it to be. So if you have, you know, if you have something like this, you may want to put a liner, some kind of, you know, liner in it. And the waistband is not, it's not sewn in all the way. It's just kind of, so it could roll over, I think, eventually. But something like this you can buy easily, a little bit larger. I mean, the construction is super simplistic. You can just have a tailor go down the seam and take it in. And, you know, then you've got dual use. You've got maternity and you look fashionable, and then you can wear it after baby comes. And so that was really my excuse to finally buy this. I bought this off the Real used. It was on sale. And I just said, I have to have it. So I'm glad that I added that. And then, like I said before, I'm kind of trying to add more dresses into the mix. And one thing that I've been wanting is just a basic kind of knit dress. This is a midi dress. This is from Quince. I did size up, although I think actually this might be my size normally. This is a large, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's the only one that they have like this on the website, so you'll be able to find it. It's ribbed, which is nice, so it's kind of like a really stretchy t-shirt material. I've seen so many people talk about how they really love bodycon dresses during pregnancy. I haven't found that they're not flattering for me outside of pregnancy, and I don't think they're super flattering in pregnancy, at least for me. for my body. But this is something that is lined, which is really, really nice. It's lined and also it's black. So any kind of bulges or bumps, lumps, it's gonna hide better than, you know, a lighter color dress. They have two other colors that were lighter. I wanted just dark. But this is something that's, you know, really cozy. You can kind of lounge around the house in it. You can dress it up. You can just throw on some sneakers and go outside. And I could wear it after, if it's flattering after pregnancy. We'll see. But for the price, and I think it was around $30 for the price, I mean, you can't go wrong. So this was also a great find. I mean, just like crazy, crazy, crazy stretchy. So if you're looking for a dress, you know, or they also do silk skirts at Quince, which I purchased, but wasn't super flattering on me. I like a bias cut, more like the Realization Par skirts. But if you need, you know, some options that are a little bit more affordable, but, you know, are still a bit more ethical, I would check out Quince. They have a few options, and I don't feel bad purchasing from them, and I just find it so easy and affordable. So that's kind of what I've purchased so far. I don't know if I'll be purchasing anything anytime soon. I think I'll wait till kind of like the weather turns if I can get away with just this. I feel like this is a pretty good base, considering I can still wear like almost all of my tops. I think I can kind of get away with this until it gets warmer, and then I have that excuse to buy dresses and then just kind of live in dresses. So that's what I'm holding out for. So if you are pregnant like me and you're just trying to avoid all those maternity clothes, and if it feels like a waste to purchase them, you know, maybe check out some of the brands that I've mentioned, or, you know, try to find your own workaround. If you want to buy maternity, do whatever, you know, works for you. Everyone is different. But I think it, depending on your bump, could be possible to get away with just buying regular clothes. At least for me, that's kind of what I wanted. I felt like my money was better spent on getting some purchases off of my insanely long wish list that seems to never go down, just seems to continue to climb in the number of items. So it's good that I got some things off the wish list, and, you know, can wear them now and then after. So I hope that this was helpful for you and that you got some ideas. If you have any brand suggestions that are kind of similar in the same vein, that, you know, could be things that I could purchase that could give me a little bit more, you know, versatility or options in my wardrobe for right now, that would be great. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much.